Hi, this is Richie. You guys know me from RW Hobbies, where I'm a retailer for die-cast and plastic snap fit model airliner models. So basically, all different scales. I haven't posted any videos for a while, so I apologize for that, and also apologize for the quality of this video. I'm just doing it for my Samsung S7. I don't have an official camera or anything I'm using this on. I just want to do a real quick video. So my other passion, as you can probably see here, is flight simulator. So this is FSX. And most of us use a program called EZDOK for settings and for views and changing the views around the cockpit and the external of the aircraft. I find it real hard to manage, to keep flicking between different views and try and know where I am on different views, and different buttons, different aircraft have different orders of doing stuff, and it's a real mess. So basically I came across this product I just want to go over real quick with you guys. Give a couple of tips too. So basically I got this gaming keypad called a Razor Tartarus. So it's basically this little guy here. So basically your hand goes on here and it has 15 keys. All these keys are programmable, and there's also some buttons on the side and stuff as well, but mainly I'm talking about these 15 keys. So you can program to whatever you want, like macros or buttons or sync to the keyboard, all kinds of stuff. So basically what I did was I set it up so each of these buttons controls a view in EZDOK. Now, this view I basically save the profile, and I can use the same thing on every single aircraft. So for muscle memory, I always know that, keyboard, for example, key number 1 always is the captain's seat. So I'm not having to, figure out, hey, I'm in a Boeing, the PMDG Boeing 737, or if I'm in the Airbus A320 or whatever, I always know that button number 1 is the captain's seat. So it just makes things so much easier. So I basically have the top 10 buttons, the top 2 rows for internal views, and the bottom 5 for external views. But obviously you can set this up however you want. There's also other products out there with way more expensive with more button configurations, but for me the 15 buttons were just about right. So just a couple of tips setting this up. I had a few little difficulties, but obviously I managed to overcome them. So firstly, if we just look at the Razer app here, which you'll download, when you get it off the bat, it's configured to keyboard buttons. So basically, press number 1 on here, it'll reflect number 1 on the keyboard. So you don't mess up the keyboard settings. What you have to do is you have to basically go on each button, click on each button individually, change it from joystick to keyboard. Sorry, I got it wrong around. Oh, my bad. Sorry, go from keyboard and click on joystick, and then pick a number. So I basically followed the numbers on the keypad. So number 1 was number 1, so I saved that. And then I went to number 2, made that joystick button number 2, blah, 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 so on. So I do all 15 buttons. So then that means that now it's set up as a joystick with 15 buttons. Right, so next step is, on EZDOK, I have a bunch of different views here, but the ones I want, basically, I make sure it's synced up with my my pattern of my buttons. So basically, for example, the captain's seat, which is I call here pilot, I basically click on this box up here where it says joystick, and on the keypad I just press number 1. So it then syncs that button number 1 to that view. So then I go through and do all my 15 views. So then it's all preset. So for example, on my setup right here, I have number 1, as you can see, is captain's seat, and then on the far side, number 5 will be the first officer's seat. Going middle, button number 3 will give you your MCP. Number 2 is the flight management computer for the captain. Number 4 shifts across the first officers, and then 6 is the overhead panel. 7 doesn't do anything on this one. On other aircraft, it'll do the aft overhead panel, but on this Aerosoft model, I get everything into one view, so I don't need 2 different buttons. On the PMDG, then button 6 and 7 both do the overhead. 8 will be the throttle box, throttle quadrant. The button number 9, lower pedestal. 10, just kind of center screens, center of the flight deck. And then finally the bottom row I have set up as external views. So button 11 on the left side I have as left wing. Then going across I then have left engine. I have that as center kind of overhead down, looking down on the aircraft. And then same on the other side. Then button number 14 is the right engine, and 15 is the right wing. So again, you can configure these however you want. This is just my personal preference. And here we are obviously looking at Leeds Bradford Airport, using the UK 2000 scenery. So yeah, so this is a great, I just want to just go over this real quick. I found this really easy. Made my life way easier to manage these views, so I can actually concentrate on flying and not worrying about which key changed which view, and then at a crucial part of the flight having to quickly scroll through a million different screens to get where I need to be. So I just wanted to share that with you. Again, this is the product here. It's the Razor Tartarus, but again, there's different products out there. I'll put a link below in the video. And then here on Amazon, you can see real quick, it is, see, that fluctuating price between $50 to $70. I paid about $30. I got a used one off eBay. They're pretty easy to come across. One thing to just point out though, just make sure it does have programmable keys, whatever gaming pad you buy. If you can't program the keys, then you might have some issues. So that's the main thing there, programmable keys. And there it is. So again, this is just a real quick down and dirty video. I just want to share this with you. I know a lot of people have EZDOK. It's a great add-in. So using the gaming keypad really makes my life a lot easier. So any questions, please let me know, and thanks for watching.